I make over $1,000 a day offering a high ticket service called Scalp Micropigmentation. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how I did it from A to Z. So you got your certification for scalp micropigmentation, you have your studio, you have your equipment, you know exactly how to perform the procedure, but yet you can't get clients in the door. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about exactly what I wish I knew before I started the scalp micropigmentation. That way you don't make the same mistakes. So a little backstory about me. When I had started doing scalp micropigmentation, I had already been cutting hair for about 12, 13 years. I had grown 2 social media platforms, one from 0 to 5,000, and the other one I grew it from 0 to over 20,000 followers. And that was my main source of marketing. That was my area of expertise. So when I got my certification, I thought, I'm certified. I have some traction, going on in my page. And when I get back home, I'm gonna, have a line of people just wanting to get this procedure done. I'm gonna be making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a day, and I'm never gonna have to be cutting hair anymore. I come back home, and on the way back home, I actually had a text from a client. He saw my picture online that I got certified and he was interested in the procedure. So I thought in my head, oh, I got this. As soon as I get back home, people are gonna love this. Nobody's doing this in my town. And, I'm gonna go from 0 to 30K a month. That's what I thought. So I get back home and I talk to that client. He ends up actually coming in for the procedure. So everything's going good, everything's going good. I do the procedure. He's happy. He likes it. He loves it. It's life changing. And then after that, this is where it gets tricky. So after that, I'm thinking, well, there's really no one else, messaging me. I had already been promoting it on my social media, and I was losing views. I was losing traction on my pages. I didn't know this, but the hair loss industry, specifically scalp micropigmentation, it's one of those industries where it's very niche. So even if you do post videos, the chances of them going viral are very, very low. And mind you, I was used to, cutting hair, making videos about haircuts. They were getting anywhere from 20, 30, 40 to 100,000 views, 200,000 views. So that's where I was coming from. So when I started seeing the views from my SMP videos, I noticed the big difference right away. And then I told myself, well, if I can't generate views, then how am I gonna generate clients? So me being the marketer that I know with my experience, I started going into Facebook groups. I started messaging people privately, and I kept doing that. I told myself I'm gonna do 100 people a day for 100 days straight. That's something that I learned in the book of Alex Hormozi from $100 Million Leads. So I started doing that, and I got some people interested. I had one post kind of go viral in one of my local Facebook groups, and I thought to myself, okay, now I got it. It's gonna just only pick up from here, and I got this. So I got a lot of people interested in the procedure, but from that post alone, I got maybe one person. I got one person that I actually did the procedure on. And I mean, this was already about 3 months in after I got the certification. So for me, this was like, okay, I finally broke through the ice. But after that post, I kept posting again, and nothing would stick. Nothing would stick. And then it wasn't until 3 months later where I was just pretty much fed up with everything. I was just like, okay, I've been posting everywhere. Everybody knows me here in my local city. Everyone knows that I'm doing this procedure already, and I don't know what to do anymore. I was hitting my head against the wall, and to be honest, guys, I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit. I had spent all my money already. I was down to my last $1,000. And they were not even my $1,000. They were $1,000 that I had on a credit card. So what ended up happening was I started searching online. I started searching online because I was like, okay, there's got to be somebody out here that is doing this successfully and has scaled S&P artists to a successful level. So I just started doing my research, and then I came across a company that that helps artists scale from 0 to 30,000 a month doing scalp micropigmentation. So I put my information. I talk to the guy. I get on the phone with the guy, and everything sounds good. Everything sounds good. The guy, he breaks down, the whole process from A to Z, and I like what I'm hearing, and so I said, you know what, I'm down to my last $1,000. I'm gonna go ahead and bet on myself again, and I'm gonna go ahead and invest into this course. Mind you, the crazy part about this was that the guys who taught me how to do the business side of scalp micropigmentation, they themselves were not even artists, but they had a track record of over about 600 artists that they've scaled up. So I was like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So I put the $1,000 on my card, and basically the way that it worked is that they take your business, they integrate all their systems that they have in place already, and then they basically add you onto that. And from day one, they scale you up. And in the meantime, while you're making the money, you're learning a curriculum of how to do it for yourself. So in a 3 month time frame, you'll learn how to do it yourself. That's what I liked about it. I like that, you're learning an actual skill. And, off day one, once that ad campaign started running, I started seeing messages coming in, I'm interested, I'm interested, I'm interested, I'm interested. And I said, okay, I got this, right? And the thing is that I speak a lot about this now to a lot of people who are starting in the S&P industry, because I feel like it's something that is not really talked about. But even when I had leads coming in, I had the lead generation on point. I had people coming in asking if they were interested and everything like that, but I could not close a deal. That brings me to my next point, which is that's where I started understanding, okay, what this business really is about. So fast forward about 6 months later from that, I had successfully done already over 100 procedures, but I was charging half the price. So it was hard for me to really be able to get to a point where I was charging full price because I lacked in the skill of selling. So I just wanted to give you guys that quick story, because it's something that I did, something that I went through. And now that I'm running this whole S&P business by myself, and I have a team, I have 2 assistants, I have a CRM, and automations and everything like that, the whole nine. I just wanted to make this video for someone, for the artist who is starting out and thinking, man, how do I get started? So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down to you guys in a very simple manner from A to Z. That way you can do it for yourself, and that way you know what to focus on and what not to focus on. Essentially, when it comes to scaling your scalp micropigmentation business, there's 3 different levels that you need to go through before you get to being fully booked out and having a team and everything like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and break them down. Level number 1, the foundation. So in this step, I want you guys to understand that you just started, nobody really knows who you are, and this is a very delicate procedure. You're not gonna be the best yet, and that's okay. This is what you have to do. When you get back from getting certified and you already invested your money and you know how to do the procedure, what you have to do is don't think about the money. You're not there yet, and you're way off from getting to that point yet. What you got to focus on is building the foundation that you're going to build your scalp micropigmentation business on top of. The first thing that you have to do is run an offer either for free models or a 50% discount. But at the end of the day, if you make some money from that, that's cool. but that's not the point. At the end of the day, the point of this is for you to get testimonials so people have a proof, so you have a proof of concept that this works and you're changing people's lives. From my experience, I would say you need a minimum of 10 video testimonials, having your clients talk about the procedure, how they felt, how it makes them feel. Make sure that you talk about the transformation. You know, people, they're not gonna buy into something just to buy into it. People are in it for the transformation. So make sure you record the before, how they feel before, how it's affecting them, how hair loss is affecting them, and then the after, how they feel after, and what their life is gonna look like after the procedure. When it comes to the sales and marketing aspect of this stage, what you want to do is you want to look at all your contacts. So that includes messages, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, TikTok, you know, and look at all the people you have, all the people you follow, all the contacts you have, and individually send them a message saying, hey, I just got started with this SMP business. I'm looking for models. I'm looking for testimonials. And this is very key right here. Do not tell them directly to them. Let them know that you're looking for models. Do you know anybody who is interested? And the reason you want to do this is because people do not like the feeling of being sold to. But at the end of the day, people buy things every day. So people love sales, but they just don't like the feeling of getting sold to. So that's super important to make sure that you do. My recommendation is for you to start with 100 messages per day for 100 days. That's the goal. And by the end of that, you're gonna guarantee to have those testimonials. In this specific stage, you really don't need any sales skills because you're willing to do this for free. So there's really no resistance there. There's really no commitment from their end. Now let's move on to the next step. Level number 2. And level number 2, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated for the reason that when it comes to actually generating clients, the main focus here, the main skill that you need to learn is how to run paid ads. So even here on YouTube, you know, you can look up on YouTube how to run your first ad campaign. Now, the biggest mistake that most people do when running ads is they just look at a post and then they just click boost post and then they just let it go. You do not want to do that. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's very hard to track the results from there and you don't know if it's working or it's not working. You know, so what you want to do is you want to learn how to actually run an ad campaign. Yes, this is going to be hard, but this is one of the main skills that's going to take you from $0 to $10,000 to $15,000 per month. On the sales side of things, when it comes to this level, you're going to be charging for your service. So you have to get your sales process systemized. So what I mean by systemized is you need to look at like what the most successful sales professionals do. So something that I learned from Alex Hormozi was the closer framework. The C stands for clarity. The L stands for label them with a problem. The O stands for overview their pains and problems. The S stands for sell them the vacation. E stands for explain away any concerns they have. And the R stands for reinforce their buying decision. So once you learn that process and you get yourself a script together, now you'll be able to learn and track your progress and see what percentages of calls that are coming in you're going to be able to close. When it comes to sales, it is a very, very hard skill as well, but a lot of people who are successful learn it. I would say this is one of the top skills that every single person who is successful has. Once you get good at running ads and you start closing some deals, with this is going to allow you to get to a point where you're going to be able to generate consistent clients. You're going to have a solid marketing pipeline and a solid sales structure. After that, level number 3 basically is just tying it all together. So what you're going to be doing on level number 3 is doing the same things you did on level number 2. Now the only difference is that you're going to start either a YouTube channel or your Instagram or Facebook, and you're really going to start posting content and really just building a brand around yourself. The reason you want to build a brand around yourself is because people buy from people they like and trust. So let me give you an example. Whenever you're in the mall and you see that person in the middle of the mall selling you something, you might even get bothered by them just trying to sell you something. And then you ignore them and you walk 10, 15 steps forward and you enter another brand. It could be Nike, it can be, whatever other brand there is at the mall, and you gladly spend all your money there. And the reason why is because you like and trust the brand. So when it comes to branding yourself as an artist, content is going to be the number one thing that's going to separate you from all the other competition. So branding is going to be the biggest key in this level. So there you have it. That's the whole roadmap from A to Z, how to become a successful scalp micropigmentation artist. Now, if you're interested, I am going to be we have a course down below where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build your first ad campaign, how to run it, how to maintain it, how to fix something when it's not working. Also, I'm going to be having the whole sales process, what my scripts are, how I handle all of the objections when it comes to sales, and just overall how to be able to help you scale to that next level.